Hi, my name is Jennifer Fernandez. I am the early childhood subject matter expert at School Specialty. And I recently wrote a blog and created a webinar about teaching tips for alphabet knowledge. So I thought today I'd take a few minutes to highlight some of the activities I talk about in those two pieces to help children develop alphabet knowledge with very hands-on activities. So I'm going to highlight a few of those today. These are things you could do at home with your own children, or classroom teachers can do in their classrooms with young children to help them begin to hear the names of letters and the sounds that letters make in a very appropriate way, not drill and kill, flashcard kinds of things. So I just looked at items that I had around my house, either from when I was a teacher or when my children were younger. So hopefully there are things that you might have access to as well. One of the things that can really help children start to talk about letters in a very fun, hands-on way is if you have any kind of alphabet puzzles or ABC puzzles. So there's all kinds of skills that come from doing puzzles, but this is a very natural way to be talking about the letters and the sounds and, oh, do you see the letters in your name? Those types of things. Another idea that I've used is if you have any old magazines around the house, going for a letter hunt, going through the magazine and seeing if you can find letters that are in your name. And then I found that I had I have all kinds of sticky notes, but I had these cool arrow sticky notes. So imagining taking one of those and using it, hey, we're going to find all the S's, like you have the letter S in your name. Or let the child choose what letter they want to find, or see if we can find each letter that's in your name, or in dad's name, or mom's name, or your dog's name. And using some kind of fun, sticky highlighter, yellow marker to be able to find those within the magazine. Obviously, if you have ABC books at your house, this is a great way to be talking to children about letters, for them to see the letters, and they're in a meaningful context. Maybe they're being used to talk about animals. We know Dr. Seuss are always fun ways to learn not only the alphabet, but there's probably some rhyming in there, knowing Dr. Seuss. This one's about foods, that something that starts with each letter. And then the ever famous Chicka Chicka Boom Boom might be a book that you have at your house. But there's so many different ABC books out there. I know my library is a great resource for me to order ABC books, and I don't have to pay any money to use them. So I have some other things. This one's going to be hard to see, but I think you can see it. I knew that was going to happen. But all I did was pour some salt into a container, cookie sheet, I have this glass dish, whatever you have around the house, a plastic tray. And then when it's laying flat and it's all smoothed out, the children can use their finger to write their name, to write letters, to form letters in a very hands-on and fun way. Something else that I have, and you may or may not have these, but I have some letter stamps. And so an ink pad, and it's a fun way for children to, again, just stamp letters, talk about the form of the letter. Does it have lines? Does it have curves? Uppercase letters, lowercase letters, and then if they know how to spell something or write someone's name, that's another way to do it. I also have these sandpaper letters. You can make these by getting some sandpaper, and if you can find some letter patterns or a die cut, some way to actually create the letters. But it's a great tactile way to really get a feeling of how the letters look and are made. And you can do crayon rubbings with them. I don't know how well that shows up on here, but my letter J, so I just laid the sandpaper, or laid the paper on top of the sandpaper letter and took a crayon and did a rubbing. And I have a basket full of goodies here. Anything you can find around the house that is curved or straight that you could lay out and say, hey, I wonder what letters we can make with these straws. I have ribbon. I have yarn to make the curved parts of the letter, popsicle sticks, toothpicks. I didn't have any coffee stir sticks. Those work. I've got some string. So think of, you could cut some pieces of string, pieces of yarn, cut up your pipe cleaners into smaller pieces. And then the children, you can lay this on a table or on the floor and they can really start to come up with how to create some different letters. And again, not dictating what they're going to make. Can't do this standing up, but you get the point. But having them come up with the letters. It's even cool just to say, I wonder what you can make with this, and see, do they even try to make letters? Are they making numbers? Are they making shapes? And then do they even know how to differentiate what's a number, what's a shape, what's a letter? Because if they don't even know what a letter is, then that's going to require some talking and teaching and practicing to even get to that point. And easiest of all, I brought my magic pencil today. I can draw letters in the air. I can draw letters on my hand. And it's really fun if I had a friend to draw on their back or on a carpet. Very tactile experience. And writing on somebody's back often gives the other person the giggles. So then we're having lots of fun. So just some very quick, easy ways to talk about letters, talk about letter names, start mentioning the sounds that they make, but in a very natural, fun, enjoyable, and appropriate context for young children. Hope this is helpful to you. Have a great day. And